Top stories. Michigan synagogue attack updates, Temple Israel suspect identified, FBI investigating as targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. Ayman Mohamad Ghazali, a naturalized U.S. citizen born in Lebanon, was killed by security after ramming his vehicle into Temple Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan, authorities say. An attacker armed with a rifle rammed his vehicle into a synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan, on Thursday before being killed by the Temple's security staff, authorities say. Multiple media outlets identified the suspect as Ayman Mohamad Ghazali, a Lebanese-born U.S. citizen. The Associated Press reported that Ghazali had lost 4 family members in an Israeli airstrike in his native Lebanon last week. Authorities have not publicly identified the suspect's motive, but the FBI is investigating the incident as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. Jennifer Runyon, the special agent in charge of the FBI's Detroit field office, said during a press conference on Thursday evening. None of the people inside Temple Israel, including 140 children who were at the synagogue's on-site child care center, were seriously injured or killed in the incident. Everyone is safe, the synagogue wrote in a social media post several hours after the attack. The suspect's car caught fire inside the building, causing a blaze that resulted in 30 first responders being hospitalized with smoke inhalation. A member of the temple security staff, who was knocked to the ground by the suspect's vehicle, was also taken to the hospital with what are believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. Michigan Gov. Gretchen Whitmer released a statement expressing her concern for those involved. "This is heartbreaking. Michigan's Jewish community should be able to live and practice their faith in peace," she wrote. "Antisemitism and violence have no place in Michigan. I am hoping for everyone's safety." Synagogues in the Detroit area were placed on temporary lockdown. Police in New York City and Washington, D.C., increased their patrols around Jewish cultural institutions out of an abundance of caution in the hours after the attack. Suspect identified as Ayman Mohamad Ghazali, a naturalized U.S. citizen born in Lebanon. The suspect in Thursday's synagogue attack in Michigan has been identified as 41-year-old Ayman Mohamad Ghazali, a naturalized U.S. citizen born in Lebanon. According to the Associated Press, Ghazali, who came to the United States in 2011 and was granted U.S. citizenship in 2016, had lost 4 family members in an Israeli airstrike in his native Lebanon last week. Officials said that Ghazali was killed by security after ramming into Temple Israel and driving down a hallway in a vehicle that caught fire. Authorities have not publicly identified a motive for the attack, but the FBI said it is investigating the incident as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. FBI treating synagogue shooting as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. Jennifer Runyon, the special agent in charge of the FBI's Detroit field office, said Thursday evening that the agency is leading its investigation into the Temple Israel shooting as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. In brief remarks during a joint press conference with representatives from other law enforcement agencies, Runyon said that she would not be able to provide additional information at this time on the subject or his motive. "I know everyone wants information now, but I ask that you be patient," she said. Earlier in the press conference, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard said that the investigation was at a super preliminary stage and authorities did not have definitive evidence of what inspired the attack. "Obviously it's a hateful, terrible thing," he said. "But what drove this person into action, that has to be determined by the investigation." 30 law enforcement officers were hospitalized with smoke inhalation, sheriff says. "A lot of my folks from our SWAT team and other agencies are still in treatment, because that building became engulfed," Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard told reporters at a press conference in which he detailed the law enforcement response to the shooting at Temple Israel on Thursday. The suspect's vehicle caught fire after ramming into the synagogue. Bouchard said the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives would lead the investigation into what caused the blaze. "We'll learn all that through the investigation," why it became engulfed in flames, what was the ignition source, he said. One member of the synagogue's security staff, who was knocked to the ground by the suspect's vehicle, was also hospitalized with what are believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. Suspect was neutralized by synagogue security staff, police say. West Bloomfield Police Chief Dale Young told reporters at a press conference on Thursday evening that the suspect who attacked Temple Israel was neutralized by the synagogue's security staff. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department had confirmed that the suspect was killed, but this is the first confirmation of how they died. 8 first responders treated at nearby hospitals. Henry Ford Health, a healthcare organization headquartered in Detroit, says that 8 first responders who were on the scene in the aftermath of the shooting at Temple Israel are being treated at its hospitals. No information was provided about the nature or severity of the injuries that they were being treated for. Our hearts go out to the community at Temple Israel and anyone who is impacted by this frightening event. There is absolutely no place for violence in our community, Henry Ford Health wrote in a statement shared with local news media. Everyone is safe, Temple Israel says in first update since the shooting. As you have no doubt heard, Temple Israel was the victim of a terrorist gunman who was confronted and neutralized by our security personnel who are truly heroes, the synagogue wrote on its Facebook page. Our teachers followed their training and kept the children safe and calm. In addition to being a place of worship, the temple is also the site of a child care center with 140 students, all of whom escaped the incident unharmed. Rabbi at Temple Israel describes how the synagogue was bolstering its security earlier this month. Josh Bennett, a rabbi at Temple Israel, spoke with Detroit news station WXYZ-TV on March 2 about how the synagogue was improving its security amid ongoing concern about anti-Semitic attacks. Many people are thinking about our security in a more sophisticated way, he said. We're ramping up our security to make sure that people are safe and feel comfortable. Bennett also said that the temple has an incredible relationship with local police and its own high-quality security team. We have an internal security team, but we're always asking, should we be doing more? He said. Photos show a massive law enforcement response to the scene. There was a massive law enforcement response following reports of an active shooter at the Temple Israel Synagogue in West Bloomfield, Michigan, on Thursday. According to police, an armed man who rammed his vehicle into the building was fatally shot by temple security. Lockdowns can be lifted at other Detroit area synagogues, local Jewish organization says. The Jewish Federation of Detroit announced on social media other synagogues around the city are no longer required to be in lockdown or lockout protocol. There will continue to be a strong police and security presence throughout the community, the group added. Michigan senators condemn anti-Semitism in the wake of synagogue incident. Michigan sends. Gary Peters and Elissa Slotkin responded to Thursday's incident at Temple Israel by condemning anti-Semitism. All Americans should feel safe where they pray, work, and live, Peters said in a statement posted to X. Anti-Semitism has no place in our society and we all must come together to condemn this horrible violence. His message echoed sentiments shared by Slotkin, who shared her statement with Fox News. Everyone deserves the right to worship in peace. Everyone, Slotkin said. And an act of anti-Semitism, an act of violence, of hate, should be treated to the fullest extent of the law. And I'm so sick of another one of these incidents all the time in my community across the country. Authorities have not yet provided any information on the suspect's potential motivation. Sheriff's Department confirms the suspect is dead. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department confirmed that the shooter is dead in a brief update to its Facebook page. Sheriff Michael Bouchard had earlier told the media that the suspect was presumed to be dead, but had not yet officially confirmed it. Bomb specialists on the scene just in case, ATF special agent says. Explosives and weapons experts from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives are on the scene of the shooting to assist with any bombs or other dangers that may be inside the suspect's vehicle, James Dare, ATF special agent in charge, told WXYZ-TV Detroit. "We're gonna bring our expertise to the table," he said. "We've got certified arson investigators across the country. I've got 5 here in Michigan that are on scene right now. We've also got certified bomb techs and our certified explosives experts on scene as well. Just in case there's anything inside that vehicle." Dare added that members of his team would also be involved in the process of analyzing the suspect's firearm and attempting to trace its origins. "Shooter presumed dead, no children or school staff were injured," Sheriff. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard told the media that the shooting suspect breached the building in a vehicle and drove in a hallway before being engaged by Temple security. "The suspect is now believed to be dead," he said. Bouchard also confirmed that none of the children or staff at the Early Childhood Education Center on the site were hurt. "No kids, no staff was injured whatsoever," he said. One security guard was struck by the suspect's vehicle and was taken to the hospital with what are believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. Suspected shooter is dead, reports say. Multiple news outlets, including the Associated Press and Detroit News, are reporting that the suspect in the shooting at Temple Israel is dead. According to the AP, a man armed with a rifle was fatally shot by security after ramming his vehicle into the synagogue. No confirmed injuries or deaths, sheriff says. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard told the media Thursday that law enforcement had not yet confirmed any casualties or injuries resulting from the shooting. "Nobody at the moment has been confirmed to be hurt, except potentially the shooter," he said. According to Bouchard, security at the temple exchanged fire with the suspect, who may have been wounded. The identity of the suspect or their potential motivation is not yet known, he said.